welcome to this episode of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History on the Tundilaniyo podcast. Our great guest, our fine witness, has been Felix Omuni, one of the pioneers of the drama and theatre unit of the NTA Ibadan and a pioneer student of the NTV College, became NTA College, and it's now a university. And he just was telling us his first experience of Jos, his first night, and how it was panning out, how he was opening the door thinking that he was from Ibadan and getting ready to be this great guy with a lot of tell us more about Jos.
Yes.
The weather, and then we can go into other.
It was something else. My first experience. If somebody had told me such happened, I wouldn't believe it. Honestly. So I went to the bathroom. And all that. First, the guy now reminded me I have to boil my water. I said, definitely. So I heated the water, put it in the bathroom after brushing. I brought. So let me go back. So for me to bath, I said, let me not pour hot water on my body. I thought the water, it was dead cold. I said, no, somebody must have. I went to the room.
To boil again?
No, to tell my friend. Okay. I said, somebody has changed my water. He said, excuse me. Nobody touched your water. The moment after heating the water, you take it there. Don't wait.
Just have your bath.
Because if you are not even fast enough, before you finish, you get cold. Nobody touched you. My God. So I heated up the water again, went to the bathroom, and the fear was there. I said, how can I pour hot water just on my body? But I tried, and it was just, so I quickly finished my bath and all. And it was a Saturday, so I told my friend, I said, look, with this kind of cold weather, please, we need to go to the supermarket or something to buy. I'm a lover of coffee, and we'll buy some brandy so I can be mixing it. Because I can't, He said, but how come you didn't come with any cardigan and everything? I said, I was not properly briefed. I didn't know how to come with cardigan at this time. And so I said, okay, I'm going to buy one. He gave me one from his, and I'm going to buy mine. So we went, bought, and came back. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday was lecture day. I boiled my water, my coffee, mixed it with brandy, carried it in a flask, and then we got there to find out that it was a white man who's our lecturer, Marco Serafina, I can remember his name.
Yeah.
So started asking questions to know us and all. Mark you, we started with about almost 60 students.
Now in that set.
Yes, that set. And it was to be a 2-week thing. That 2 weeks, you can't have 5 minutes to yourself.
It was intense.
Highly intense. So, he asked us, what station you're from, what do you do, and all that. Good. And then the first lecture went like that. So me, for my coffee, sipped it. I was listening to his lecture. And then I looked at his face like he sniffed, and looked at me. I said, wow, I like that. So in my mind I was saying, like what? Coffee and brandy. So rather than answer him, I looked at my friend, my roommate. But then I said, we came together. Because I was thinking maybe he wanted to tell him, I didn't know it was brandy and coffee. So he knew even from the smell. And that's how he joined me, Yes, and we became friends. He had to introduce me. I had to be coming sometimes to see him in his hotel in our spare time, very spare time. Because at the end of each day, you are given an assignment that, God help you, you must submit it first thing the next morning. Now, 3 days after, from about 58 We became about 12.
In the course?
Yes.
What happened?
The rest couldn't cope.
Wow. They left?
They left, they couldn't cope. Now, in that course, we wrote a script, and that script was to be, could have been one of the best films ever produced in this country. But the Nigerian factor came in. A friend told me, said, look, this thing. Well, because of my contribution, the lecturer said that I will be the one to produce all the actors they are going to use. Because it was like I was the only writer who could produce, who could act
and produce.
And direct. So he said I was. Then, after that course, we had to stand by to go for the next course in Germany.
Okay.
So when we come back from Germany, we have to shoot. Going to Germany was to learn more how to shoot the movie.
Okay. Oh, that specific experience of planning.
And then the man took an news and everything. So somebody advised him and said, look, this is Nigeria. Don't be surprised that while you're in Germany, the people who will now come to you will be those who never attended this lecture. And that was what happened. You know why? He went straight. Because most of the things we took there, practical, the man said I should tell him. And we took them back to Lagos, submitted them there and all that. So he went to the embassy to give them our names.
List.
The list that any other name aside this
sent
should not be honored.
And
that was why we didn't go to Germany, because our names were not sent.
Oh, they sent other names, people who wanted.
Oh yeah, just like somebody noted that, look, that's what's going to happen.
So that was an experience of Nigerian factor for you.
The lecturer, I was given a certificate of an excellent performance. Just like I received a national award on script writing too, given by NTA Director General then, of Honorable. But that thing, it was a good plan, but they just killed it. And it was to be the beginning of such things.
You never did that film.
We never did.
Those people they were also thinking of couldn't do the film.
They couldn't, because it wasn't the people that attended
who knew the process of putting the thing together.
The thing going there is like, oh, they want to go abroad. They now pick people.
Their own people, in quote.
So when I came back to Banana, and the report already went to my general manager, that I was outstanding there. And NTA Ibadan had to give me an award to and say, look, well done. That they never made mistake of sending
you there. Have you used your training from Jos in creating theater experience or television or film experience since that time?
Yeah, because when we came back with what we learned, we didn't. I would call it. If it's that 2 weeks was like 6 months.
I know.
It was intensive.
That's what they had packaged a full course into 2 weeks, so you won't have any breaks.
No breaks. You know. So when we came back, of course, these things came into when we create programs, and the management of NTA then, of course, they gave us room to be creative. And so even the technical staff were supportive and everything. So there's nothing like there's nothing better than teamwork. And I tell people, I said, look, don't underrate anybody. Even if he's the lighting guy, If he gives you bad lighting and you think you produced, you directed the best, and then you go to now find out that there was no enough light there and all that. So you have to know that every person matters in a production.
In the production, yeah.
You know, and sometimes when we write script, you have to start imagining, if I write the script and the setting can't be gotten, what's the point?
Yeah.
But then it doesn't stop me. I say, if it's not done today, it could be done in the future. Whatever idea you have, pour it down.
Yeah.
So when I was retiring, I went to give my letter of retirement to my boss then, Bimbo Alagbe. He's late now, so rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did? He went through it and I said, oh, Felix, which episode is this? I said, episode? That's not an episode, sir. It's reality. Sir. You mean? I said, which episode is this? That's my letter of resignation.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, okay, I'm coming. Placed the thing on the table and left. For the next 2 hours, he didn't come back. I have to just somehow step out. Coincidentally, that was the same day the late Olumide Bakare left NT, but we didn't even discuss it. It was the same day we dropped our letter. And you know, then you give them 3 months notice and all that. So because the point is, I was jobless. I would come. Month end, of course, the salary is there. So we just go chop, drink, and then sit down idly doing. I said, no, this is just
the chat and chat and chat.
I said, this is the quickest way to die. How could this station train me so much, only to now abandon me to food hands and now? No. I said, no. That's why I left. My boss couldn't believe I was leaving. That's why he called. He said, which episode is this? He thought it was drama. I said, it's not drama, sir.
Want to invite your consideration to that place that you go to. We've trained so many people so that that sector will be vibrant. Do you think drama, theater is as vibrant as as it ought to be, given where we came from?
Really, it's not.
If it's not, what do you think is responsible?
For instance, when we lost our friend Tunji Fatilewa and we were at the station, it was like I was visiting a cemetery. Somewhere I used to be bubbling 24/7.
Yeah.
It was just as dead as a girl. And then you look at, and I said, the only way we outside the place now can do is to revive the place. What stops us from creating a series that its theme is endless? And the station will just be airing it. There are lots of people, they've missed a lot of things on television.
I can understand that they may not be able to pay.
Yes.
So do you think not being able to pay and having people week in, week out generate ideas, recording things, do you think it would be useful? Or can it be sustained? Especially now, they also want to make money, they want you to pay. And I think that was where the way was lost in the quest to make money.
Yes.
They were not able to fund the things that had been the trademark.
Yes.
The things that hallmarked NTA and the other stations as things that people could look up to, including even the BCOS at the time, with all those dramas, Relu, the assembly things that we did with Tunji Fatilewa. those things aren't available. Even to give space, airtime, even if you wanted to do it free, it's not possible. They think somebody should pay for the...
I would think that it would be wise for these stations and for them to even applaud the idea that all they do is create the airtime. And this will be bringing more people to your station. So when you now put your adverts and all that, it's part of what goes for you.
Yeah.
Because adverts come into a program that is popular, that people like watching and all that. And because the more people watch it, the more adverts will be attracted. So give or take, it's even a plus for them. It's something they should applaud.
Yeah.
Because
you are directing traffic
yes,
to the station.
You are not the one paying the artist, or the sponsors have done that. All they do is open your channels and let this thing be watched. Which I think they should applaud. To waking up this station, because the way it is now is just like a corpse. Which shouldn't be. I'm not sure this is the dream of those that founded the station. To the point that we were being trained.
Yeah. Because I keep on wondering, stations that are busy just talking about issues, when those issues could be dramatized to make the message more pungent, and that is not being done. And also there is a limit to how messages, interpretation of issues can be enhanced when you're only talking about it. Whereas you could have characters that could personify some of those things, and we can see resolution. I don't know why that is not being encouraged. I don't know why it's difficult to market it to...
Essentially, with this kind of period we're in now, the populace will want to see something entertaining them, relieving their pains. And when we talk of drama, I don't know how they feel it, but drama is essential in our lives because, like you said earlier, okay, you talked about problems and everything, but before the episode ends, the solution is offered.
It's there.
You may never know who is watching at home that is facing such issues.
Yeah.
And Coco Close was so successful then because we're dealing with issues that you and I see and witness every day in our society. It's not something happening in the moon. It's something surrounding us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these are what people want to watch. I keep thinking, what do our kids watch these days?
Unfortunately,
what are we teaching them?
We keep on saying that they are watching the wrong things. But are we presenting the right things in the right way?
Well, it's what they got that they are using.
Yeah.
So that's why I said this is something that, for me, I never stopped writing.
Even till now.
Or I have about 3 or 4 different series that I've created, and I've been writing the script. I have the movie script, there are things like, so I don't get tired writing. But the point is that the avenue to air these things, the stations how can you just be there, and then what do you use your airtime for? When it comes to the entertainment area, it's just like...
Essentially, society seems to not be benefiting from what drama and theater could bring. Oh, we are doing well in music. Maybe we are doing well in some area of sports. But in this area where there can be mass participation, we are not doing that well. I want to also ask, shouldn't there be more collaboration between the private sector and the perhaps theater groups, theater departments? Because I remember that Professor Adeluba, when he was there,
Yes.
the late Mr. Motosho had brought up an idea that could keep the department vibrant, productive. But I discussed this with him. That's to produce a play that we can drive the audience to come and watch. There didn't seem to be any enthusiasm. Do you think that the departments of theater, of performing arts, are not looking or having a proper feel of their environment and translating that into business?
Well, looking back then and now, I begin to see that we've left where we're coming from.
Okay. How?
Because then, what could make the Nigerian Television Authority management to say, okay, we are paying for your school, you are doing this, because they saw what's in you, and that when you come back, that thing that is in you that has been brought in will be there, all to the name of the station.
Yeah.
Those days, every day, once it's time for, you see even the taxi drivers, they are rushing home to go and watch a particular program and all that,
Yeah.
the rush hour thing. If it was not suiting to them, will they be running to go and watch that? So why haven't we sustained this? And part of it is that in every profession, when you have those not properly trained infiltrating it,
And get entrenched.
and that's what is happening now. In Yoruba they say Mugbomoya.
The Mogomoyas.
You know, and when you correct them that, look, why not do this way? They say, that's old school. I say, oh, old school. So standard should be thrown away. They are saying old school. So the new school is that you just do what you like. You understand?
Yeah.
You see a lady, a woman, waking up in the morning and then the makeup is still there. I said, no, naturally, is it right? You are doing a bedroom scene and the light is on. Do you sleep with the light on? Yeah. I said, okay, why do we produce hundreds of films and none has gotten any international award? You know why? When the judges are seated, they want for light, camera, costume, just like that, and they will be the one watching. So every single aspect of that production, there is somebody
That is assessing
it. So don't think, oh, who's going to see that? We are discussing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in most of these movies, when you see them, somebody in the third street will be hearing our voices.
Yeah.
You're shouting, but the person is close to you, you're discussing.
Yeah.
And you just find out that even kids, when you're watching a movie, they will be telling you the next scene.
Because it's so easy to predict.
They've predicted it, and that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I say, so one of the biggest elements in drama, which is suspense,
is lost.
Killed.
Lost.
I say, so
So what the story you are telling is so ordinary that it doesn't excite.
I was telling people, I said, when you come to my house, even up till now, I still watch these American movies. You know why? I still learn from it.
Yeah.
I mean, something, it will sustain you. You want to know what's going to happen next. And that's it. But the moment you go to the toilet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes and come back, you have not missed anything. That's Nigerian movie. I said, something is wrong.
Yeah.
In these American movies, for instance, if you blink your eye too much, you may miss something. When they say close up, give me a close up. That close up is not because they want to see the person's face, but because maybe he wants to wink at somebody, which is a message. If you miss it, you wouldn't know what. So this little thing, and then there should be, look, we should insist. It's just like even in the medical profession and all other profession. If you are not trained and all that, if mediocres come in, before you know it, destruction.
There are so many things about theater, and we started when he was talking about himself. He's a trained script writer, and that's still an area where there's a lot of weakness, even from what he's pointing out right now. And I want us to deepen our discussion in the area of detailing in script writing as we go forward. You've been on to this episode of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History on the Tunde Laniyo podcast. We've been having an exciting time with the witness, Felix Omuni, and he's been sharing his experiences, his passion, his concern that the Mugbomoya, that's those who are not really trained in the area of drama and theatre, are the ones who are taking decisions, and a lot of the time they are taking the wrong decision, and it's not helping the Nigerian theatre. I guess that we will be rounding up this discussion in the next episode, and I say continue to like our episodes by taking the like button, continue to press the subscribe button so that you can be informed when a new episode comes online. On Thursdays by 6 p.m. we try to put in a new program every week. And until we see you next week, try and engage us in what you think about what Mr. Omuni has been talking about, what you want to see on the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History, the kind of witness you want to see. We have so many of them, and we want to bring to you as many of them as we can over the course of time. And until we come your way again next week, it's bye for now.